If you ever get to go to Henley Regatta, this is the type of race you want to have. And the name of the poem is called High Noon Henley. And it's about a novice on his way finding himself in Henley. With a pair of shorts and a vest of sorts, and my best straw bowler hat, I went on down to Henley town to row in the regatta. Before race day, I made my way to study up the draw, and among the crowd, someone cried out loud, "We've got Neptune." Well, he laughed and he sneered, he joked and he jeered, till at that time I swore that the day would come when I'd race that bum and I'd nail his feet to the floor. Well, race day came and I knew my aim was to clean them from the start, was to beat that loudmouth fart and to keep it mean and really clean and wipe them off the start. And as we sat in the start, we could hear our hearts above all other sounds, till we started to smother and glare at each other as flatulence bounds. Then the man said go, and we began to know what rowing is all about, as we pushed like hell to lift that shell, and the coxswain started to shout. His hands were cupped, he let all hell erupt, the water started churning. Teeth were crunched, faces were scrunched as 16 men started gurning. I couldn't think straight, my catch was late, my mind was one big muddle. It was hell for leather, I forgot the feather and I was bashing every puddle. We were all in pain as we felt the strain and only 20 done, but we had to row 200 more before this race was won. The cocks tried to, encouraging you, shouting things like, "Feel the pain." I'd like to shoot him in the rear, put a bullet in his brain. The other crew had left us dead, moving away at the double, and we realised with teary eyes that, yes boys, we're in trouble. But we were far from dead, and we kept ahead. There was a long way left to go, but on second thoughts, how far was left, we didn't want to know. One leant down at the barrier, 2 lengths down at Folly, while the bird's eye view of the boat like now was like a creepy crawly. Meanwhile, approaching Remenham Club, we could hear the clink of glasses and ancient oarsmen drinking Pimm's and talking through their asses. But then, the magic trick that pulled the crew together, the gallons of spray just died away as we remembered how to feather. The cox was calling for a 10, the stroke was a tower of strength, sticking out his chin and stuffing it in to pull back half a length. While all this noise had woken up the bow pair from their nap, and they were throwing out the kitchen sink, gain and overlap. At last we drew up level. They're cracking, there's no doubt. The 6-man's head, the stroke man's head is rolling round, the 6-man's washing out. The 7-man turned right around and looked me in the eye as his head and his hands went down, 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 and his oars waved me goodbye. The stewards was as usual, full of Debs and their mammas, and all we got for our hard work was nice, polite applause. The other crew were truly dead, and had long ceased all resistance, and when we crossed the finish line, they were 8 specks in the distance.